So I'm working on this 2016 Citroen C4. It's in for ADBLUE delete. So it had the urea light flashing on the dashboard. We just cleared the faults off, so it might have gone now. Switch ignition off and back on. So the urea light's gone now because we just cleared the faults, but the urea light was flashing for the ADBLUE, and it was saying on the dash 700 miles or 400 miles till no start countdown. So I've already done the diagnostics, printed off a diagnostic report, and this is the diagnostic report. So we had some faults on the BSI at the top, them two, not too much to worry on them. The engine had 4 faults, and then the radio had 1 fault, which is nothing to worry about. So I've circled the 4 engine faults, which we've got urea level, fluid signal, the leak detection, pressure too high, pressure too low. So as you can see here, we've got this is basically saying that the urea ADBLUE levels this information is not correct. This is saying that a leak has been detected, and that's probably been detected because the pressure was too high. Might have popped a pipe or something like that, or popped the ADBLUE tank, and now the pressure's too low, and obviously there's a leak detected. So all these faults need to be either resolved through fixing the vehicle and getting the car back on the road, and then doing the resets. If someone's remapping it and deleting the ADBLUE system, then you need to get note of what these codes are, so when the file goes into the file request, you can specifically delete P21C5, P20F6, P20E8 and P3054. Those faults will need to be requested from the mapper to be physically removed from the diagnostic table. So when the car goes to report these faults, it can't report them, and just basically can't bring the light up anymore or the countdown. So DTC deletes are required if you're mapping it out, and the resets. So on this video I'm just showing you how to do the reset. So if you was fixing it or doing the deletes, you'd need to do the resets, because you're not just deleting these faults. You need to actually go into the diagnostic tool, have a diagnostic tool that's capable. This is the Thinktool X10, going into the engine ECU, the powertrain cam module, ECM. There's no fault showing now because I just deleted the faults off. Press enter. Then we're going to go in and we can read faults, but there isn't any. I'll just read anyway. No DTCs. We can clear memory, which I've already done. We can read data stream, which will show us that live data about what's going on. If we're fixing it, this can be quite useful. We can test functions, so we can actuate a test. We can go to emissions control circuits, and we can test the heat knock sensor heating test, reservoir heating test. All these things can be tested to do with the ADBLUE. If we're deleting the ADBLUE system, or we've already fixed it and we're wanting to get it all good on the diagnostics, we go into special functions, and we need service actions and replacement parts. So as you go in order, as service actions, emissions control system, because this is to do with ADBLUE and DPF, and then here I can reset data for the DPF if it was doing a DPF delete, or if I'm doing the ADBLUE system, I can reset the NOx sensors, the DNOx system faults, DNOx catalytic converter, reinitialization of the replacement injector of the ADBLUE injector. So I want to do all of those 3 for the ADBLUE, and if I was doing the DPF, the particulate filter regeneration potentially, if you're trying to regen it. So yeah, replacement parts in here, emissions again. Again, if you're doing DPF and you've replaced it or you're deleting it, you would have to tell it it's had a new DPF fitted, and anything DPF related on here would need doing. If it's ADBLUE, then again it's anything with the word ADBLUE, urea, NOx, DNOx, anything like that. Additive, so this has got the word additive in, this has got the word urea in, which is the ADBLUE. This is placement of pipes, we could go with that one as well, might as well. NOx is the NOx sensor to do with the ADBLUE. DNOx and catalytic converter is again to do with the ADBLUE, so those would want to be reset. So you just go in one by one and do them. So we're going to service actions first, emissions, and we'll do this one first, the reinitialization of the DNOx system faults. So we have the ignition switched on, which it is, and we can press OK. Reinitialization of the system faults, OK. So that's successful, so press OK. Now switch the ignition off. Wait 30 seconds, or press OK with the ignition off, and that will count down 30 seconds. So you'll do that for each one. I won't film each one because we'll just be watching this all the time. But that one's now reset. We'll do these two, then go into replacement parts, do with any of the others, and that's the system reset. If you fix the vehicle, then it'll be good to go, and off it goes. If you're doing the ADBLUE delete, then yeah, you'll do all these resets. Then you would switch the ignition on again. Yeah, you'll do all these resets, regeneration done, and then you would write the file to the ECU, and that would delete the ADBLUE. But the resets have to be done, that's part of it. So you don't need much diagnostic knowledge, you're just going always into from the engine ECU, whatever tool you've got. You will have something called special functions or extra functions. It won't be read fault codes, it won't be clear fault codes, it won't be live data or data stream, it won't be actuator test or function test. It'll be something called special function or extra functions. In that there you'll go to service actions and replacement parts, and in each of them emissions, and do the resets there. Go back, replacement parts, emissions, do the resets that you need to do here, and that's done. If your diagnostic tool covers it, great, then you're going to have no issues. If your diagnostic tool doesn't cover it, then you need to change diagnostic tool, get something else, maybe an Autel, maybe a Launch, maybe a ThinkCar if you haven't got one, and go and do it. That's the only way to correctly do the resets. It requires the fault code delete. That's the only correct way to delete the ADBLUE. You need a fault code read to get the fault codes. Let the remapper know of these circled fault codes that's specific to your vehicle. So not these codes, this is specific to this vehicle. You need to read your own vehicle and see what codes are coming up. So that can be done with a code reader. Once you've got them, you can submit them to the remapper. Then yourself, you need to be going in here doing the resets, making sure that there's no warnings on the dash. So when I start that vehicle up, there will be no warnings on the dash. And then read the ECU and send the file to the map writer, get the file back, write it to the car, do any unplugs that are required. So if anything needs unplugging, like the ADBLUE tank or anything like that, ADBLUE ECU, do those unplugs, then start the car up for the first time since doing the resets, and everything will work absolutely fine.